like that.
What, professional or us?
Us.
Why?
Hey guys, welcome to Melbourne High School E-League. We are back again, ready for another epic week. My name is Jackson Prose Williams, and I'm joined today by the wonderful,
The glorious,
the amazing,
the spectacular,
the over-exaggerated
Benjamin Tico Lee.
Just hold your applause, please. don't encourage him whatsoever.
It's glorious to be back here, Pro. This is chair. This is Hey Jesse L.
Yeah, so we are what are the two teams that we have on today?
Well, today we have Melbourne High School. Now we've seen them quite a bit, and they are going to be playing against, I don't think I've spectated these guys before, but Team John, Monash Science School.
Yep. And I've done a bit of research into Melbourne High School. One of their players, I'm not sure which one, did get banned to Pronome because of a chat restriction made him go to honor level 1, so he wasn't ever allowed to compete. So what happened is they had to bring in a sub. And so Pronome was changed to ADC for a bit. And he's a jungle main. So the lineup still worked fine, but they've got their main lineup back and they're looking really strong right now. What's happening is we are using it is going to be a different kind of pick and draft. It's a pro draft tool that you can use online. It's actually looking really nice. So this means that they'll be able to do the picks and bans before actually getting into lobby. So if there are any issues between with not having champions, you can use this instead of having to use placeholders. So a really good tool here. And honestly, it's a great thing that these guys are going to be able to utilize. So champion pools, yeah.
Yeah. Well, one thing to note about, we were talking about, I'm going to continue on the topic of Melbourne High School. They are currently 8-0.
Oh, insane.
So they are the ones to beat in this tournament. Now, Team John Monash Science School, not exactly sure how they're going, but they're the underdogs. Are they? No. Ooh, look at their ranks.
Oh, so a lot of these are a bit weird because I know Pronome is a platinum player. And so it's with these ranks, I'm not completely sure what's happening. We're seeing on our side, so for those of you who don't see, we're seeing some weird kind of rankings here, but I do know that some of them are wrong for a fact. And they do have their coach spectating in the lobby as well with us, who I thought was playing, but apparently he's spectating. So what will happen is it's going to be an interesting game, very interesting game. And we're going to see if we can find at some point the standings, which might take a little bit to find, but it's been an absolute crazy week. It has been an absolute crazy tournament, so far.
Yeah, it's been massive. And it has been a really eventful tournament as well. I just want to thank everyone for doing that. Just a short thank you to everyone. Just a general thank you for now. We're gonna elaborate on that towards the end. But one thing to note, whoever is based in Melbourne, on the 2nd of September, in Margaret Court Arena, there will be a live finals casted by yours truly, Prot and Tico.
Yeah, so of course, we did be out Iatos, which is you know what, we don't want you here. There's a picnic over the other side of the hill, just go for it, and he runs off joyfully, and it was too late by the time he got back. So unfortunately, Iatos is unable to join, but we are doing the High School E-League live finals, but we are getting into the picks and bans, but of course you can't see them, so what we'll do is we'll explain it all later. It'll go through in the lobby. But as a massive shout out to everyone involved and has made this possible. This is I've done a few live events, Tico's done a few live events, and
have I?
Have you've done that university one?
That was one. That was barely live.
So
okay, it was
classified
live.
as live.
It was technically live.
This is probably the largest thing we've ever done in regards to a live event. I've probably done a 20-25 team tournament at a local gaming cafe, and that one for a 10-12 hour stream of just absolute hype. This is even bigger than that, and as we had in-person interviews, we had so much going for it, but this is just going to be it's if we actually get this thing, it's going to be absolutely insane.
Yeah, we already have it. The question is, are we going to get tickets to watch the OPL? Oh, OPL?
Well, isn't it? There's a university draw, isn't there? How'd that go?
No.
Mm,
I don't know.
I don't know.
We'll see.
You don't know.
But I mean, I don't want to ruin anything, but these are interesting picks.
Well, it's looking like very interesting picks, like very.
We'll keep them in the dark. We'll keep
Oh,
them in the dark.
I'm telling you now, you're in for a treat. So
oh my god, that's massive!
Oh my god,
what even?
That's pretty standard, that one. So everyone's just
I'm
like,
just playing around.
Well, okay, let's talk about like doing things that we've experienced lately. So one of the key things that we've noted is in solo queue, Tryndamere has been on a rampage and had quite a few nerfs to cooldowns, AP ratios, etc., because even AP or unhit Tryndamere has been shredding lately. Very decent laning phase. I'm going to minimize that if you don't stop oohing about it.
Oh.
Okay, I'm putting this here. It's covered so Tigo doesn't know. So so champions like Tryndamere have been nerfed recently because AP Tryndamere, unhit Tryndamere was getting so powerful. Your cooldown was insane on your dash. You had so much healing. You did so much damage. And could punish so many different champions in lane. However, during all this time, Tryndamere was not seen in pro play.
No.
Because he's exploitable. He's pretty much, you know what he's gonna do. He's gonna stick to you. He's gonna do a lot of attacks. But if there's any kind of burst damage, it's a very scary thing. So you have something like a Cho'Gath or you have an assassin or anything with execute, and you got to really be careful to time your ultimate to the dot because you don't want to waste it too much, and you got to make sure that you can do your damage before you finish it up. And then in pro play, that is exploitable because you can kite, you can pretty much lock down, you can if you have a big enough tank, you can actually tank it. But things like Conqueror allows him to get through a lot of that tanky stats, but even that got nerfed recently.
Yeah, it did. So it's just a matter of how they're going to play this top lane, how they're going to work around it. We sort of already know how, but it's different. It's interesting to see how, I'm assuming Melbourne High School are on the blue side, how they're going to be able to play around this.
Oh, key thing about the red side that a lot of people don't look at is red side you have last pick, and that means counter pick. So if you really want to snowball your top lane with a carry, you can then specifically counter pick. So I've seen, for example, Cloud9 has done it recently. I've seen a few teams last split do it recently in the LCS, but LCK do it quite well in regards to you just leave that for a top lane or mid lane counter pick, smash that lane matchup, and then apply that pressure around the map. And that's what a lot of teams fail to do in regards to that last pick on red side. Like blue side, you do get that priority, but you're trading off that last counter pick. And so you've got to decide whether you want to like prioritize a pick or you're going to counter pick. So for example, something like Aatrox, you would want to prioritize because he's so strong and he's such a lane bully. Orianna is another example of a really good blind pick that you don't mind picking early in the draft because she's not really going to get hard countered by anything. So it's all about like how you utilize that pick and ban, and a lot of people overlook how the pick and ban go for both blue and red side. So it does appear our pro draft has been completed, so we might be getting into the picks and bans for all of you to see very shortly. And that's looking pretty spicy.
It is interesting. It's very interesting because I'm not going to ruin anything. All
I'm going to say is a few personal favorites of mine are in there, and a few ones I loathe to see are in there.
I'm just disappointed that there were more support bans coming out from Team John Monash than there was any other lane or role.
It might be because they didn't really worry too much about the jungle. I'm not actually gonna spoil it. We're gonna get into the picks and bans right now. So first ban,
the big boy, the big man, the big bloodied hemorrhage dude guy, Darius.
Yeah, so Darius, like I said, with those counter picks, I've seen a few Darius's absolutely snowball lane. I personally played Darius into Nasus at both sides of that matchup, and either way, it is a pain for Nasus to deal with. So, absolutely devastating champion right there, but really good early ban to avoid kind of like those snowball lanes, and it does actually show your hand as to what you might be taking in that top lane.
Yeah, and as I was saying before, Team John Monash, they have taken already 2 supports off the table, Akali being a third. Meanwhile, Melbourne High School have taken Lee Sin and Zaya.
But of course, the Aatrox first pick. So talk about lane bullies. This man has been on an absolute rampage.
Man.
This Darkin? Is the sword Darkin?
The sword is the Darkin. He's not.
Is it? But then they changed the law because the sword used to be the Darkin. But is he now the Darkin, or how does the law work? Anyway, moving on.
We'll find out. Well, we see Renekton has been picked into that one.
Yeah. So Renekton, the original lane bully, the original nightmare in the top lane, and with Electrocute, he has so much damage potential. He can also run Press the Attack or Conqueror. All three of them are just so strong on Renekton. And because of Essence Reaver, he now doesn't fall off in the 1v1. He can go in, CC chain you, do auto attacks, auto resets, and he can just shred you. Add Conqueror into the mix, and champions like Nasus, who used to have a very decent mid game against the Renekton, if they fall behind against Renekton, if Renekton's always half an item up, he just destroys you. He builds that Black Cleaver, he builds the Sterex, he builds the Essence Reaver, builds the GA, and he's got so much damage, and he can just keep on tanking you and keep on knocking you down. He chooses when to engage, he chooses when to get out, and you just can't win trades against him because he is just such a powerful champion right now in that 1v1.
He definitely is. But talking about powerful champions, we have a combo down bot lane, Braum and Lucian on the side of Team John Monash.
Yep, so Braum, Lucian, the original nightmare lane to deal with. So Lucian and Braum, it's like, as everyone knows, the Frostbite from the Braum, it's 4 hits that will stack it up. So Braum just needs to land 1, Lucian gets 1 auto, dashes, can get the double auto off, and bam. You are stunned. You are going to just take everything to the face. You turn on them, Lucian can dash away, Braum can dash to Lucian, and then you have that unbreakable shield. It just tanks so much, and it's such a good peel option, as well as don't forget the level 6 cheese. That Glacial Fissure is a nightmare to deal with.
The Glacial Fissure mixed in with the culling, it's a huge combo that this bot lane can pull out. But we do see ball delivery system coming out from Melbourne High School with Zach, Orianna, and even potentially Aatrox.
Yep, and on top of that, we have the Varus as well. So, and even with that Nami, you've got literally this massive. So you've got this Aatrox split who can just bully the lane like crazy. You have a Zac that can dive in, ball delivery system, and then you just pile ultimates on top. You got the Shockwave, you got the Varus with his ultimate, the Nami with that tidal wave. You have so much lockdown, so much CC. They get hit by one, they get hit by them all. They're locked up for half a year, and that team fight is won. Especially with Varus, who's a hyper-scaling ADC. Even though Gwynsu's did get nerfed, he is still the auto attack, the on-hit auto attack based Varus is still very powerful, has amazing range. And even though people have been running the Comet more recently, that's more for like a poke kind of team comp. This looks more like a team fight kind of fight. So a team fight kind of team comp. So the Varus auto attack, Varus on hit build, is definitely going to be the way to go here.
Yeah, definitely. And that Nami is going to be keeping him alive because of those healing, the bubbles placed, especially the tidal wave, to be a massive disengage against divers like Sejuani, Renekton, Syndra, who can lock them down so well, as we didn't touch on, but Syndra into Orianna.
Syndra into Orianna. So Orianna is your safe laner, and then your Syndra. No, so Orianna is your safe laner. So Syndra, on the other hand, is more of a lane bully. You want to get that early lead and go into that mid game, just get ahead, and then you start one-shotting people with your ultimate. It's you also have some decent AoE, AoE stun with your Scatter the Weak, and you combine Sejuani and Syndra together. You have such a strong gank combo at 6. You really do. And that's why Orianna's obviously taking the cleanse to try and like nullify that potential. However, it's the issue with Syndra is if Syndra doesn't really get ahead, you're looking at like those one-hit assassins that don't really do much. I personally don't like playing Syndra because my laning is terrible, as everyone who's played with me can attest to. But my mid and late game is strong, and it's like Syndra kind of needs to get that lead and needs to get those picks. But you look at the side of Melbourne High School. They've got the Orianna who's got the extra shielding. They've got the Varus and the Nami. So you've got Varus which has a lot of range, and the Nami who has a lot of heal. So pretty much a priority target would probably be either Varus or Nami because Orianna's very bursty. So it's not sustained damage. So unless you get Oriana off at the start of a fight, you want to more aim for the Varus or Nami there.
Yeah, but during the laning phase, this mid lane is going to be a bit ballsy, as we're going to have a lot of diving potential with the ganks as well as just the 1v1s. You get it? Get it? Ballsy. Get it? Get it?
I just refuse to acknowledge what Tico has just said.
Because Oriana
and Syndra,
has
yes,
a ball, and Syndra can
and Zach can go and take a ball blob
Zach
kind of
can
thing.
blob into a ball, and
do you want to do anyone else? Like, dude,
Nami has a bubble ball.
Varus technically has 4, but we're not going to get into that. So we so of course this.
I just got that.
Whoosh! Right there.
I'm sorry.
Thank you guys for sticking to the chat. Okay, guys, let's get some hashtags in the chat. Let's get some cheering going for our teams, guys. We are in for a ball of a time. Oh my god, guys! Remember, Melbourne High School, Team John Monash Science School, Melbourne High School team to beat 8-0. They have their ADC that was unavailable, so he is coming back in after getting unbanned. He is going to be wrecking face. Pronoun back in the jungle, and it is going to be spicy.
Yeah, it will indeed be chilly because.
Whoop. Doing like mute that Tico.
I'm trying.
So we do have the Twitch going on. Tico.
Yeah, thanks Twitch. Stupid ads.
Crazy ads right at the start.
That's fine.
Get the feedback going, guys. Okay.
I should have muted it, but we do have. It's very interesting because we see a lot of Melbourne High School supporters, but where are all the Team John Monash Science School supporters?
Well, I think they're playing in the game right now.
You absolute savage.
So if we look at the actual mastery icons, we are seeing the Aatrox taking the Comet. So great for that laning harass as opposed to Renekton on the Conqueror. So Conqueror really good, as we've said before, really good to like build it up and then to go into combat, but did get nerfed. So Aatrox with that Comet probably has a bit better harass, but it's about who can get this lane better.
Yeah, and we have showed ourselves into Summoner's Rift, and they're gonna start the game. Yeah.
Yes, they are. That was really eloquently put. I applaud your ability.
I'm sorry. I was
enunciate.
I was
your
brain
wording.
farting.
So, and there's nothing really else peculiar. We have seen. I have seen a few other Syndras run Electrocute instead of the Airy, but of course there is more for that one-shot potential over. We do have the pause to start off.
Yay!
But so the Electrocute is so the Electrocute can be used for that one-shot potential, I was saying, but the Airy does allow for better laning. There's nothing really out of the ordinary. Liquid Sandwich on the Varus has actually gone for the lethal tempo. So ADCs now, because Press the Attack got nerfed and everything.
Oh, they might be looking to get a kill. An educated person, he's gonna dash away. No summoners used there, which is really good for the side of Team John Monash.
Yeah, so we do have a little bit of a buffer there, but of course, guys, it is definitely going to be like, it's going to be hard to say. So, like, who do you reckon has the edge in this matchup going?
The edge?
Yes.
Well, the guys with the knife, the Aatrox.
The Aatrox.
He's got the sword's edge.
Oh my god! So if we actually look at the matchups, what the bot? So if we look
there are no knives in the item slots of Team John Monash. So Melbourne High School, they have 2 Dorn's Blades and a Spell Thief. They have the edge.
Looking at it matchup wise,
and Varus's Liquid Sandwich is going to be building Guinsu's Rage Blade. The edge of the sword.
I need a new caster. So, looking at it matchup-wise, Syndra, mid-game champion. Oriana is very much utility-based. We look at the Varus lethal tempo, amazing scaling. We look at the Zac, insane tank. Nami's just going to be keeping up the carries alive. Aatrox, Renekton, equal scaling roughly in the 1v1, as far as I know. So it's going to be interesting on that front. But I do give the edge to the side of Melbourne High School into the team comp.
Thank you.
Team John Monash Science School. Stop it, will you? Team John Monash Science School. If they can get a lead early and snowball it, the Renekton is going to be diving that back line. The Lucian is going to be doing so much work.
But he's already diving onto 99.95 ATAR. He's already taking him down to half health. That is the power of Conqueror.
Yep, early game Conqueror is such a menace to deal with. I feel like you're about to say something there, Tico. You've seen something in the chat.
Look, these people are just flaming me for being too funny.
Yeah, okay, guys. It's if anyone wants. Oh, do you have
Prono meeting up with Synchronize.
Now, ever since the jungle changes, one of the things that's the main issue with junglers nowadays is you have to have very good scuttle control.
Oh, good smite coming out from Pronom. He's going to be able to secure that scuttle, and he's going to be able to lob away to safety as well.
Yeah. So with scuttle control, it's why you don't see champions like a Moo too much in the junglers, because his scuttle control is actually quite lackluster. He also doesn't have his healthiest clear, so counter jungling is definitely a thing ever since all that catch-up experience was taken away. And even champions like Lee Sin have become stronger lately with that execute change and with the buffs. So he's definitely a scary thing to deal with nowadays, as opposed to previously. Like he pretty much fell off hardcore, and now he can definitely snowball and stay ahead.
Now we do see Educated Person already has quite a lead over 99.95 ATAR. You were saying that Aatrox can be a bully, but this Renekton is being a massive bully right now.
It's quite peculiar, but of course, is may have found a counter to the Renekton, but 99.95 ATAR really has to utilize this Comet because these longer trades go in favor of the Renekton due to that Conqueror. And he can just start shredding. He gets the extra AD. He gets the true damage on top that goes through the base armor, and it's going to be interesting because neither of them have actually burnt their pots, and the Aatrox has actually gone for the Doran's Blade as opposed to the Doran's Shield on the Renekton. So better sustain.
Quite a bit of poke. Educated Person being bought out. He flashed for that.
He flashed and still got brought back in. So he tried to flash out of it. And there we have it, the lane bully Aatrox, and why Aatrox is so pick and ban worthy in pro play. Of course, Renekton is just going to teleport maybe to a minion, we're not sure.
Yeah, that was to a minion.
Oh, yeah, it's to a minion, so you could try and catch some of that farm. But,
oh, we do have a gank down bot lane. Pronom's going to be able to take down Rachel. Meanwhile, Brom might go down. That's really good. Coming out from Liquid Sandwich.
And really well played there. We do have Pronom just going in, doing the work that he needs to do. He does get a kill onto him, but in addition, Liquid Sandwich gets a kill. So not only does this help with Pronom's jungle clear, which on Zac is actually quite decent after your first or second back.
But we do see an engage coming out onto 99.95 ATAR. He does knock him up, and he's going to be able to dash away to safety. He's playing this really well.
But there we have that extra stats that come from the Renekton. Oh, there's the 6. So now Educated Person was looking like he might have gone for a dive there, but of course after the 6 happened, then you see him back right off. He doesn't have that advantage that he did have anymore, and we also do know that 99.95 ATAR can just TP back here and just equal up that CS difference. But he does have a slight gold lead, and he can spend so much more gold. So you look at one case, it's most of it Tiamat, as opposed to an entire Phage now and 2 controllers. So he can ward up his flanks. He comes back into lane. He's got that extra health. He's got the extra damage as well. So the Renektons had to back for that Tiamat, but might just have to lose a bit of farm for it as well.
Yeah, Miko is going even with trades against Bite Me, and usually you'd think that a Syndra could be going well, especially with the extra amount of range that he can get with his pokes. But Miko's playing this really well, making sure that he stays ahead in CS, ahead in gold, and getting those trades that he wants.
And one thing I am seeing in the chat, guys, you guys are talking about this thing called Ligma. I'm unfamiliar with that. Is that anything like Sugma?
I can't.
No, don't worry. They'll understand.
I don't get that. Oh, but we do have a gank in mid lane. There's a flash. He's going to be able to bring him in as well. Pronom doing well. Bime is going to be able to escape from this one. Synchronize is in the mid lane as well. Good shockwave onto it. A flash as well. Miko picks it up with the last auto attack. And now Synchronize is in danger. Pronom knows he can bring him back in. That's a double kill going over to Miko.
Amazing play from Melbourne High School. And that is why these guys are 8-0 currently. The synergy there. Pronom is doing work. He has got an 80% kill participation.
Educated person, however, is going for a trade against 99.95 Atar. The dash isn't there. 99.95 Atar has his ulti. It is stacked up. This is not a fight you want to be taking, educated person. He flashes away, though. I think 99.95 Atar knew his limit.
Yeah, indeed. An educated person would been able to like go in there, get the stun, get that burst, and get the healing as well. So he probably would have won the trade there if 99.95 Atar hadn't actually flashed out. So that is a trade won by educated person. And in these extended trades with the auto resets, educated person is going to keep on doing that, and that is quite problematic. We are seeing an early Drake being taken right now. I am unsure as to what the Drake is, but it is the Mountain Drake, so that is objective damage for anyone who's unclear, but I'm sure all of you guys are.
Yeah, well, we do see 99.95 Atar. He's pushing up this top wave. Educated person does not have TP on his side. Meanwhile, we do see a really good dodge coming out from Bite Me, but it's not going to be good enough. The bubble lands. Liquid Sandwich gets another kill on the Bite.
And right there, we see Syndra come to lane and then go away. The lock up, the CC chain, the damage coming out from this side, and we are seeing the Blade of the Ruined King already being picked. No, sorry, the Bilgewater Cutlass already being picked up by the Varus. That is even better for just keeping people down. But yeah, guys, if you wanna learn how to play Varus.
Oh, the Glacial Prison lands onto Liquid Sandwich. Pronom's like, nope, that's on you. But Synchronize is going to go down to Liquid Sandwich. We do see educated person really wants to get another kill, but he's not going to be able to do so. Actually, no, he hasn't got a kill yet. He really wants to get a kill, but Liquid Sandwich is a bit too big right now.
Yeah, this is definitely shaping up to be quite a good game for Melbourne High School. 7-0 at 3,000 gold lead at 9 minutes. And of course, oh no, he's
gonna get mad. He's gonna dash over the wall though. Really good disengage coming out from educated, but he just cannot go for trades anymore.
Yeah, of course. And right there, we just have it's 99.95 HR is definitely flexing his muscle right there, and it's educated person actually wasted a roam to go mid to meet 3 of them there. He might have just saved the tower, but it cost him any lead that he might have had against 99.95 ATAR. And it's the longer this game goes, the more we see these scale up. And so I'm actually completely unfamiliar with this matchup. So I don't know who actually does win in the scaling contest here.
In top lane.
Yeah, in top lane, yeah. In the 1v1, it's like, it's very peculiar. You think based on the Conqueror alone, you think extended trades go in the way of the Renekton, but Aatrox has been known to be an absolute beast in the 1v1. But I do believe he might be like Renekton to a certain extent where he falls off as the game goes on, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, we definitely will. Or we can just ask the Aatrox professional, mini artillery.
Oh, mini artillery, yeah. So funnily enough, I have managed to beat an Aatrox in a 1v1 that went for about 50 minutes. It wasn't the first tower, it wasn't the first, it was to Nexus. It was in the top lane, and I did my patented full tank Kassadin.
Oh, of course you did.
Yeah, Bruiser Kassadin.
Oh, of course you did.
Double tier Kassadin, Iceborne Gauntlet.
But in the mid lane, we are seeing Miko has a CS lead. He's also got 2 kills over Bite Me, who's got 0 and 2 deaths. But that's the huge goal difference. Plus, Bite Me only has a lost chapter. Compare that to the Catalyst and the Blasting Wand that Miko has picked up.
Yeah, so what this does, amazing disengage.
He's used ulti as well. He really wants to get it. In comes the big blob, Zach Pronom. He's going to be able to disengage, though. Educated person only using flash.
Yeah, educated person doing the educated decision and flashing out of there. And of course, with the Rod of Ages first on the Ariana, she wants to avoid that burst that comes in from the Syndra, which can turn the game around. And of course, it's... Oh, might be something cheeky here, but that is
but
warded.
they can see him. A really good tidal wave disengage, as well as the missed ultimate coming out from Brom. That was very unfortunate.
Well played there, but of course, 99.958 does turn it around, educated person.
Oh, he does have Conqueror though, so he may be able to go for a trade here. 99.95 does not have ulti.
Yeah, so this game is slow. It's just seemed to be stalling at the moment after that initial hecticness from the side of Melbourne High School. They got some decent roams.
Oh, but they might get something here. First turret has been taken down mid lane, but meanwhile up top lane, they want to take another kill onto this Renekton. 99.95 taking too many turret shots, and he goes down to educated person 1 for 1.
And there we have the potential perfect game gone. They do give up the kill to the Renekton, and Renekton's going to definitely want to use that goal to try and leverage some pressure. But they get mid-tower during all of that, and that opens up the map and allows Orianna to roam like crazy. And Orianna's roams are decent, especially post 6, due to the sheer amount of CC that comes with the Shockwave. Roaming with Zac, you have that ball delivery system, so it becomes so strong, to be honest.
Yeah, meanwhile, this bot lane is going pretty well as well. Liquid Sandwich, he's got 3 kills in his pocket, but the CS difference is not that much between these two AD carries. And Rachel is doing really well to stay relatively even, despite odds.
Well, the big issue here is that you do have a 1200 gold lead to Varus, and because the first tower and the 3 kills on the Varus. And with Lucian, you do not want to just be even, or in this case, behind 1200 gold. You want to be ahead. You're a lane bully, and the Varus is just going to keep getting stronger and stronger. Lucian needs to be ahead. He needs to be building those tanky items like the Black Cleaver.
99.95 ATAR is going really well in those trades. Educated person needs to learn how to get rid of those chains before they pull him back in. 99.95 ATAR is doing really well.
Yeah, and of course, guys, yes, that is a bunch of extra shots you need to take in your little chat game right there. I believe that game was actually invented by the Sugandis who held SoulCon this year.
Yeah, look, we're not going to play that game. We do see Glacial Prison has been landed onto 99.95 ATAR. I've said it again and I'll say it more. He's going to be able to turn it around onto Educated Person. Now, down in this mid lane, we do see Brom has been bubbled. Miko picks up the kill there. Synthesize might be able to turn this one around, and he does. He gets a Triumph stack as well, heals it back up.
Yeah, so really well played right there. Synchronize is able to at least make something of it, but of course, absolute disaster from Team John Monash Science School as they go down 4-for-1 trade all across the map, and that is another Drake in the pockets of Melbourne High School, and they are on fire right now. 8-0, it looks like it's going to be 9-0, Tico.
It is not looking good right now.
5,000 gold lead. 1 tower up, look to be a 2nd tower as well. 2 Drakes, 11-2. This is disastrous for Team Monash, for Team John Monash Science School.
Yeah, and they're going to be able to take another turret down bot lane. It's going to be, thank you. It's going to be a huge gold lead now, about 5,000 gold difference between these two teams. We do see the Rod of Ages has been picked up by Miko. Compare that to the Luden's Echo picked up by Bite Me. This is 2 different mid laners, a supportive mid laner and a...
Yeah, but well, you're also seeing the Lost Chapters. The Rod of Ages is more for that scaling kind of thing, and also to give you the extra health to avoid any kind of burst that Bite Me might use. Luden's Echo, Bite Me needs to get this burst, needs to be able to like one-shot someone with that ultimate. So I would either be going to go for Miko or Liquid Sandwich or Synthesize. And considering that Miko's already got the Rod of Ages early, extra health stats going to be very hard to burst her now. So you definitely have to go for either the Nami or the Liquid Sandwich. And Liquid Sandwich is probably a prime target here. But everywhere he's gone, he's being babysat by the Nami and a lot of the time, even the Zac.
Yeah, and it's really good that Synthesize can actually help his AD carry stay alive because Liquid Sandwich is 3-0. He's got the Blade of the Ruined King, not going for the standard Gwinsus first, but it's still pretty good. He's got he's auto attack based.
Well, with the Gwinsus, it actually, because of the nerfs actually hit it quite hard, which is why Lethality Varus came back with popularity for a little bit. Because it means that your first item power spike is nowhere near as strong, and oftentimes it's better as like a 3rd or maybe even a 4th item. So probably a fall item because you go for your Infinity Edge third and you go for your crit item second. So whether it be your Phantom Answer or in this case, in a lot of cases, actually Ruden's Hurricane on Varus, because that massive range, you can utilize it and just shred entire team comps with it because you just so much damage with that. Look up in this top lane, we're back into seeing this. It does look like it might just be a bit of a dive here as well. Chronome's up here.
He's playing with fire because El Tigre Brom is not. He's not on fire. That's Dragon Slayer. Don't mind me. But
is it Dragon Slayer or Dragon Slayer?
Dragon Slayer. But we are seeing they're going to be able to take the first tier turret up top lane. That's the last first tier turret standing. Plus, Aatrox, they've done a lane swap, so that was fairly easy for them to be able to pick that up. 99.95 ATAR. Yes, I've said it again. Someone take some shots. But, oh wait, no, this is high school. They can't.
They can't. Yeah, so
without their parents' consent.
Yeah, so it's
I forgot how teenaging was.
Teenaging. You're 18. You're 18. You forgot how I figured how teenaging works. I was in high school last year. I forgot how it works.
Yeah, no, sorry, pre-18 teen.
So, yeah, it's you children. I don't understand how you guys work with your memories, but I don't even know. I don't even know. But guys, this is so far this is actually. You've lost all rights to speak for the next like 3 minutes.
I see.
That counts. I'm joking. Please speak. I can't cast this. But anyway, so back into we're starting to see second items being built. We're seeing the Warmogs being brought up on the Zac right now. So he does have the Cinderhog and the Warmogs. Onion Boots as well. So he's at the 20% CDR right now, unless he's got the Transcendence as well. So he can definitely spam his abilities at this point. He does have a lot of healing as well in combat because every time he spams his abilities, drops a blob, picks it up, resets the cooldown on his W by 1 second, and oh no, Synthesize actually gone down. And of course, the Rift Herald being dropped in front.
I'm sorry I did that to you. But they did use Rift Herald, and now we see 99.95 ATARs use ulti massive shockwave onto 4 members. That's a double kill going over to Liquid Sandwich. That's going huge. Liquid Sandwich has slain 4 members of this team. That Rift Herald really wants to take down the turret as well, and it's going to do so. Deal a little bit of damage to the inhibitor turret, then die. I can predict the future. That's right. And of course, it does look like Shelly right there is going to be able to help them take the inhibitor tower with the inhibitor as well. But this just opens up the base. And Melbourne High School, you are currently 8-0. Like I said before, you guys are the team to beat. This is going to be a miracle to throw this game right now. And it's a question of, will they throw up? Or will the other team make a comeback, or is this just home sailing from here? Well, we don't know. That's the beauty of the game, League of Leggings. It is beautiful. There are 9,000 gold difference between these two teams, or close to 9,000 gold difference between these two teams. And what I like to say, turtle. Oh my god, please don't say that. So it's the issue is the longer this game goes on, the more Liquid Sandwich scales, the more Rachel Huen falls off, the more Bite Me falls off in regards to Miko, in regards to like your team fight prowess. Synchronize and Pronome are both their champions both scale equally well, and same with Educated Person and 99.95 ATAR. But of course, we've seen consistently 99.95 ATAR win the 1v1. So it's problematic currently for Educated Person. He can't keep fighting. He can't hold the 1v1. He can't keep the pressure. So the pressure game... Oh, bro might be mad. He's flashed away from this. The blob is going to blob him back into the team. Pronom picks up the kill onto that one. But that was like 176 gold. He's 0-4 now. That is worth nothing in this case. And of course, and here's the thing. What happens with why catch-up games happen is because these shutdown goals are so big nowadays. The potential to come back is amazing if you can get a kill onto a key target, and it stops people from trying to suicide for more advantages. So you can go, oh, that was worth, but it might not actually be because of how much
gold you can give the enemy team.
Well, Melbourne High School have a huge amount of poke with Liquid Sandwich, with Synthesized, and Miko. They can team fight. They can also poke, and this is really hurting Team John Monash Science.
Yep. So currently on both sides, we do have roughly half an item lead on each champion. For that was the
ultimate being used
for 99.95 ATAR.
Oh, tidal wave! It was a bit too early. Will he be able to steal it? Whoa! Synchronized, doing so well. He steals it with a smite. They might be able to turn this one around,
but they're still on the back foot. They are down a member as well. It's going to be very difficult for them to even hold this, even with Baron buff. They're down 10,000 or 8,000 gold, or 8,500 gold, and with Baron, it only just delays the inevitable right now. They need to just keep the whole going, and with so much engage with Pronome and 99.95 ATAR, it's going to be difficult to do this.
Oh, and speaking of engage, he has blobbed himself back in. He's going to get stunned, but they can't do anything about it because they know they can't fight him. Scout of the Week has been used, and that's a really good disengage tool, but unfortunately, they're not going to be able to pick up anything from that. Cloud Drake is open as well. I'm frothing at the mouth, but that's another objective that they could potentially take.
Actually, I was playing I've been playing a lot of Bard recently, and Cloud Drake is so nice on Bard as well. Yeah. We should make a total 100% movement speed team. I'll play Bard. You can play Quinn.
Someone play Hecarim.
Someone play Hecarim.
Rammus.
We need Rammus and maybe Zillion as well. Or
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So it's guys. If anyone wants to join our crew, we're gonna be playing maximum move speed champions. Just feel free to join us. But guys, it's so currently the comeback mechanism. What they have is they have the pick potential with the Sejuani, Renekton, and the Braum. Their team fights, it's if they can get a favorable team fight in their favor, maybe a 4v5 or 3v5 even at this point, or if they get onto Liquid Sandwich on Miko, because if you can get on those two, they're the main damage sources. You need to shut them down. And if you can shut them down, then literally it's just a bunch of tanks and 99.9. Sorry, a tank, a utility healer, and 99.95 ATAR, who's, to be honest, not amazingly fed. He has a lot of damage, but he can get bursted down as long as you can peel him. So it's all about getting the right catches and synthesized.
Oh, he's playing with fire there. But we do see 99.95 ATAR getting a huge engage onto Educated Person. But we do have the rest of the team going over. We do see the ultimate has been popped by Aatrox. He's getting a huge combo, but a really good Conqueror return, and he's not going to be able to be brought back. You really want to die there just before your combo. There we go. Yep. He's got his health back, and he might be looking for another trade. He dashes in for that one. Will he be able to return it? No! Educated Person actually gets a kill. Solo 1v1 versus 99.
Yep, and there we have it. The first of hopefully many combat potential from Educated Person. He was able to just do so much there, and with the Baron as well, he's able to push that out and then rotate. And that's a 4v5 now, and Melbourne High School has to be very careful from here on out in regards to what the Renekton can do. He's going to be able to heal up, get some items, and come back into it. But unfortunately, he didn't get any of the priority targets, which are the Zac, the Orianna, or the Varus, because that shutdown gold is going to be huge at this point.
It's going to be massive to be able to turn the tides around in this game. They're keeping this deficit even, though, so they're doing well to make sure that they don't get any further ahead. Unfortunately, it's at that point of the game where you need to be even, or you will potentially lose this game. They have lost one inhibitor turret. The inhibitor is back up. Their Baron buff is gone now.
Yep. So that Baron buff is probably the key thing that has stalled this game out. That would have been a clean 20-minute finish right there from Melbourne High School. But of course, synchronized with the play of a lifetime right there, being able to steal that Baron early. For some reason, I thought the Zac was attacking the Varus.
Yeah, me too.
I was just like, I'm like, oh, no, okay, no.
That's not going to happen now.
No.
But we do see all the ultimates are up for both sides of the team. So, both teams. So, if they do decide to go for an ultimate, not an ultimate, a fight, a team fight, this is going to be a massive fight. It's die or killed or be killed.
Yep. But of course, we do have the Lucian just getting enough to get his Black Cleaver on his next back. But You look at Liquid Sandwich. He is about to. He's actually on 3 items: the Rapid Fire Cannon, the Blade of the Ruined King, and the Infinity Edge. He is a massive threat right now. He has so much damage. The true damage gets through the tanks. The attack speed just allows him to shred people. He has a lot of range, so he can just destroy people. Of course, Lucian, only 2 items. He's had to get the Ninja Tarbai. We do have the Banshee's Veil, the Respect coming out from the Syndra, as opposed to what seems to be a build towards a Zhonya's Hourglass and a Luden's Echo second item from Miko. So we can definitely see the difference in build so far. We're seeing a lot more aggressive with second items.
Going for the Banshee Syndra. The cleanse has been used. That's going to be a Summoner's gone down. Tidal Wave incoming. We do have him bring 3 members into the team. Meanwhile, Pronome is huge. Educated person on the back line, though. This is not a team fight that they might be looking to take. Pronome, the blobs have been separated. Unfortunately, they're not going to be able to take him. Actually, no, they will. Synthesize is the only one left on this team. No, I lied again. No, 99.95 ATAR is still alive, but they have turned the tides. Team John Monash Science School have come out on top. Teleport incoming. Will they be able to get him? Yes, they will. They stopped in. That's an ace going over to Team John Monash.
And that was the team fight they wanted. They got onto the back line. They shredded Liquid Sandwich, got Liquid Sandwich out, and there's your DPS gone. And here's the issue with these hyper carry comps where you have like one main damage threat, is that as soon as they go down, you are screwed. And with Educated Person being able to dive in the back line and do so much damage and survive so much damage, he was able to just absolutely shred Liquid Sandwich and Miko. He has that AoE. We didn't have the disengage that we needed. They didn't have the engage that they needed either. They didn't get the priority targets. And although it did look like Pronome was absorbing a lot of pressure at the beginning, it wasn't enough.
Yeah, and that could potentially have been a slight throw coming out from Melbourne High School. They did manage to take down the middle inhibitor, so that is really good. But Team John Monash, they couldn't really do anything with that team fight lead. They managed to take 1 turret, but that is the first turret of their game.
And of course, we do have Synthesize being a cheeky little fish right there. And seeing what it's just basically just doing some work here. And so from here, what Melbourne High School have to do is at the end of the day, they still do have the initiative. It's only a 4,000 gold lead now after that massive throw. They are looking to go for the Baron, but this did not work out well for them last time. And it does look like they know what's happening. Renekton is not there, but he doesn't teleport the join. It looks like it's going to be burst down too fast.
Yeah, there is no smite there, and they're going to be able to secure the kill. 99.95 ATAR, he does have the ulti. They try to engage. In comes the teleport onto the backline, but they've already picked up Elix. And now by me, Zhonya's stopwatch actually has been used. He's going to go down. He doesn't bring anyone to his team, but they managed to pick up 2 kills there.
Yep, and there's the Baron buff and 2 kills. They just rotate top, get the inhibitor, and they might just be pushing for the end. It is 28 seconds on Elix. It is 37 seconds on Bite Me, and they have a massive wave in this top lane with 1 cannon minion. So this is definitely just siege potential right here. And they still have the shockwave as well, and that's a massive team fight tool.
Yeah, they have no damage. Team John Monash have no damage to stop this right now. Their Lucian is slightly behind. Got a Black Cleaver, Lost Whisper, and a Blade of the Ruined King. But that's gonna do nothing. Educated Person goes on the backline, but unfortunately, massive shockwave onto Rachel. He goes down. The Glacial Fissure has been used. There's 5 members gonna be able to take him down. That was the terrible one. But you know, that was my bad. Nexus has been taken down though, and they're gonna be able to take the game away from Team John Monash. It was in a good attempt, but unfortunately, Melbourne High School just had the better team.
Yep, of course. And from that, we saw the pretty much Educated Person was the saving grace of Team John Monash Science School in those team fights. What he would do is he would just dive the back line, shred them like crazy, and then next thing you know, they weren't going to be able to output that damage simply because of how well they were just getting dived on. So in that second fight, at the very end, Educated Person tried to do the same, but Pronome and 99.95 ATAR were ready, and you just see the CC coming out, locking him down, stopping him from getting onto the backline properly, and then they were just able to win the game outright from there. Shockwave went onto the squishies, which were supposed to go, and that is all she wrote, as that was the game.
Yes, and that's unfortunate, but let's look at the damage charts just quickly before we head into our long/short break. Now, 99.95 ATAR had a huge amount of damage come out.
Yep. Absolutely massive damage come out. It's a best of 3, so that is game 1, by the way. We've just been told this. So it's going to be we're getting ready for the second game. So it will be we're getting ready for round 2, guys. So we do apologize, there was a miscommunication there. But yeah, so after seeing game 1, there are some priority picks and bans they need to do. They need to watch out with Pronom on these playmaking junglers. They need to shut that down, maybe ban him out, or get a jungler that can shut him down simply by counter invading and keep him irrelevant. However, we did see 99.95 ATAR struggle a bit in that team comp, as educated person on that Renekton showed so much prowess as the game went on.
Yeah, and we just have to wait and see if they're going to be banning out these potential picks. Now, Renekton was definitely one of the carries of their game. Even though they lost, that Renekton was their saving grace, as you said. So that is a potential ban to come out from the side of Melbourne High School. But we do also have the Aatrox who might be banned out. The Zac has a huge amount of range on that distance, on the distance of his grapple. So that's going to be a potential ban as well, those 2 tanks or damage or threats.
So we've seen Melbourne High School today already use a kind of a protect their carry kind of like a wombo combo with a split, kind of a team combo that can also team fight. And it worked out quite well for them. They were able to get every lane ahead. They were then able to just apply pressure all around and just take objectives. They did not lose a single objective except for the Baron.
Mid-turret.
Mid-turret?
That's mid-turret,
after the ace. Yes, after the ace. But one key weakness that we did see there is they seem to have a bit of a tunnel vision on the engage, and educated person was able to properly collapse.
Yeah, definitely. And so this is going to be... So their team fight was relatively good, but unfortunately, it was just... I feel that Melbourne High School did not utilize their team fight as well as they should have. They did win most of the team fights, but it just wasn't to the standard that I thought they might have been able to bring it up.
So, what's going to probably... We're still waiting on what's happening. So we are getting the spectator link for the pick ban tool. Yeah, so we are going to be getting into and bans for game 2 soon. And it's key things here to note. Okay, so Pronom is a good playmaker. They do have questionable teamfight comps in regards to peeling for carries, which educated press come up on. However, their early game roams are insane. Their pressure play is unbelievable. Their coordination with dives. So longer team fights is definitely going to be what's happening.
All right, so we're going to take a short break while they go through their pro draft. We'll be back as soon as we get into the lobby to look at, so that you guys can actually see when they're actually what they're actually going to pick. But we'll be back shortly, right after this pro draft.
Yep, guys, don't go anywhere. Sweet guys, and welcome back to Game 2 between Melbourne High School and Team John Monash Science School. Now, I do believe that Melbourne High School Team John Monash Science School have actually opted to not switch sides. So Melbourne High School is once again going for that blue side, and Team John Monash Science School, such a mouthful.
Team John Monash Science School.
Say it 3 times real fast.
Team John Monash Science School. Team John Monash Science School. Team John Monash Science School.
Did everyone hear that? Just slipping a little bit. Say it like 5 times fast. Really fast.
Team John Monash Science School. 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 We got it.
Okay, so yeah, but anyway, so they have opted to go for that. But it's with the pro draft, there might have been a bit of a lag issue in regards to like how that goes. We are waiting on confirmation as to what happens and whatnot. But guys, we will be going into picks and bans shortly. So we're not sure what the actual draft is because of the lag issue, but we will see shortly. It's looking pretty dandy right now. But we might see a few favorites, might see some powerful champions, might see some OP ones, might see some fan favorites, and a little curveball from the side as well.
Oh, yeah, interesting. We might even see some solo queue.
Oh. Well, it looks like we aren't doing the pro draft stuff because of a draft issue. So it's we're not quite sure. Like it's a bit of a lag issue there. But of course, that last game, Melbourne High School showed why they are 8-0. But with the best of 3, and we're currently taking selfies. Okay.
Yes, we are.
Yep. Okay. Cool. Yep.
But it's gonna be an interesting game because I'm assuming that we're seeing similar bans, similar picks, but it's a bit troll. That's slightly troll what we're seeing right now.
Yes. So if that's right, all I'm gonna say is someone turn on the AC because
it's gonna get hot in here.
I have the AC remote right here, but it's actually a real nice temperature in here.
Yeah.
I get that nice temperature. It's not too hot, not too cold. It's like that nice, steady one.
Anyway, it looks like we'll be going into the pick and ban phase.
Completely fresh as well.
Yeah, so we're not going to be using the pro draft that they did use before. So, which means we might be able to talk about it, should we?
Yeah, so pretty much, but still, yeah, he let me know he let you guys use it. Okay, wait, both teams ready? Wait. I'm not sure on the wording that everyone's using. So guys, I swear to God, as soon as we know what's going on, you'll find out as well. But guys, the question on everyone's lips is, what is a science school?
A science school is a school that is based heavily around science. Now, it does teach other subjects as well, but I am assuming that every student learns science. A science.
Yeah, so with a lot of these schools is it's like some of these schools are private schools, and so they have very specific, very enhanced curriculums pertaining to certain specifics. Just a second, just making sure. Yeah. So what this does is it does mean that for example, they'll have better lab equipment. They'll have connections with possibly universities and everything. And all the extra funding from private schools goes to help with this enhanced curriculum, pretty much. So they we're looking at the website actually. It's like very nice. Look, that's a really well formatted website. It's like very well laid out. Like I don't like the fact that I do like the fact that it's like the middle one's larger. It's like it's instead of just being all like just plain, it's like it's showing a bit of dynamicness in the actual layout.
Yeah, so it's not just, for those who don't know, it's not just about science. It's also about maths and technology. That school that is for the Team John Monash Science School is not solely around science. It's around maths as well as technology. So you got a lot of smart people.
Melbourne Grammar High School is also another one of those private schools in Melbourne that has a very enhanced curriculum. It's like a very good private school as well. So really good to go there, really good to get in, and has very high ATAR scores, which is probably where this guy got his ATAR name from.
I mean, if he's playing, he hasn't gotten his ATAR yet.
That's the thing. It's like he might have gotten like some really good scores, so he's like saying, "Yeah, this is what I'm gonna get." Because sometimes you just gotta dream to, just gotta like believe, and you gotta look for it. Like it's what were you aiming for in your ATAR? Fun enough, when I finished this is giving away my own age a little bit, but when I finished, I think ATAR only just came in like a year, like the year that I finished or the year before. I'm not completely sure. So, and so ATAR before then, in the times of ye old times, ATAR was actually enter score, okay. ENTER. So, I think they still have the HSCs in that.
Yeah, it's in
Queensland. Yeah, Queensland. Yeah. So it's quite an interesting one there. But of course, we are still waiting on the go ahead. So guys, give us a topic in chat and we'll talk about it. Give us a topic.
They are doing pro draft.
Doing pro draft again. So sweet. So when they get onto the pro draft, okay, sweet. We got the spectator thing here. But guys, so while we're waiting for the pro draft to happen, give us a topic in the chat and we'll start talking about it. We'll start discussing this. And we are talking about what you guys want, because we can't talk about this League of Legends game right now.
No, yeah, exactly. No, we can't talk about our. Oh,
no, I have seen when we've seen the meme where this is not. We're not allowed. I don't think we're allowed to talk about this on stream. It's a little bit. It's a little bit too. It's a little bit too inappropriate to talk on stream. Give us something else to talk about. That was a good. It's for anyone who doesn't know, it originated from the guy was originally talking about feathers and gold, or feathers and bricks, or something, or feathers. Yeah. So someone made it a lot more interesting. But is there any other topic that you'd rather us talk about in the time that we're waiting for them to do their pro draft?
We have yet for them to start, but this should be. As I said before, I'm assuming that they'd have similar picks to what they had before. Not an Annie and Corky, but
yeah. So that's spoiler alert. In the previous one, it was Varus, Oriana, Morgana, Annie, Corky, and Rakan, Camille, Yasuo, Dr. Mundo, Kai'Sa. That was the previous one, but of course, the Mundo was supposed to be banned, but there was a lag out, and Annie and Corky are not really meta right now, but they were going to be interesting if they were picked up. So that would have been probably a Annie top lane, which I have seen play in the wildcard regions, and the Corky's kind of like a curveball in mid lane, to be honest. But he's actually sleeper strong because he didn't get hit by the ADC nerfs. They hit majority of the ADCs.
He didn't, because he's now considered as a mid laner.
But yeah, so we are seeing some interesting picks and bans, and immediately there, spoilers are happening, which we're not going to talk about. So it's
unfortunate,
quite unfortunate we do not get to see that, but that gives it away. And of course, we do have quite the combo here. So interesting, right there. Are seeing some. We're just not going to talk about it in fear of giving stuff away before we actually get into the pick and ban. Then you lose all like hope. But guys, just remember, if you want to talk about something for the next like couple minutes while they're sorting this out,
let's talk about. Well, okay. So I see, as everyone can see, there's the pizza delivery sieve on the behind the scoreboard on your stream right now. You know what that reminds me of?
I don't know, Tigo. What does it remind you of?
Sneaky.
Oh my god. So Sneaky was oh,
it's still going.
Amazing cosplay. Absolutely amazing cosplay. It really, and it's like you got the maid Sneaky and then pizza delivery Sneaky. It's just honestly, it's you go girl. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yes, Sneaky, go girl. You got it. But yes, there was pizza delivery. What, the Soraka, Star Guardian Raka.
Star Guardian Raka. That was gold.
That was ace. I rate that.
So, and yeah, so absolutely amazing. Honestly, it really was.
Okay, look, he's only done one though.
Yeah, it's a Riven one, yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
Was it? Yeah,
it was. Yeah, because he's a Riven blade. Yeah.
So Sneaky's done so much more. Like, okay, sure, it was of a higher standard, but Sneaky just had so much more going on for him. I reckon he just looks very feminine.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, like he's an absolute. He's been around for so long in the scene, and he's still relevant. He's been there through the dips, the troughs, and the highs of Cloud9, and he's been such a consistent player. And only once, which was at the start of the season, did he get subbed out because of motivation issues. And what's it done is brought him back into solo queue, doing a lot more solo queue than before.
Apparently, Boxbox has done a few skins.
Yeah, apparently Boxbox has done a few. Okay, so, oh my god, this pick and ban is looking spicy.
Okay, we're supposed to avoid it.
Yeah, but it's just, guys, just imagine you're having some Indian curry and you're just like having along, and then your friend comes along and just dumps a bunch of chili sauce in there, and then you keep eating. That's what it's like. This is some curry laksa to the extreme. We've gone away from Indian curry. We're now on the Mauritian curry, and this is looking spicy.
Look, no, Sneaky's Star Guardian Rocket is a lot better than Boxbox's. I'm sorry. Okay, look, it's just
okay. Let's check this.
Sneaky's is just so much higher of a standard.
Oh my god. Okay. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just Google it if you guys can't see it.
Wow, yeah. That's
you guys don't know what we're talking about.
That was confusing. Guys, okay, so we do have the pro draft done, so we are going to be getting into picks and bans shortly. Apologize for the wait, but hopefully this Americanized cast. Yeah, we flew in today from America to cast this, you know.
Hi guys, yeah, we're from the United States of America.
So have you ever been to America?
Yeah, I have.
Oh, okay, because I haven't.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Very interesting.
Yeah, but look, where did your accent come from?
Well, it's actually quite peculiar. So I am 100% Australian born. My dad's Australian as well. My grandfather on my dad's side and my grandmother. It's my mother whose entire family is from Dublin. And funnily enough, she had 8 brothers and sisters, and about 6 of them are now in Australia as well. So they've just traversed the distance over to here. She came first in the first wave, and we just invaded. The
Dublin invasion. Well, guys, we're working as fast as we can to get this game underway. Unfortunately, we do have a sub coming through for the AD carry on the side of Team John Monash Science School. So we'll see. We'll be seeing Apo coming in.
So, okay, guys, what has happened is people have actually done the pick and ban, and so what's happened is they've decided to do the switcheroo, and so they've done the pick and ban with one person in the lobby, and then be like, hey, wait a minute, we can change this. So I'm going to not get involved in. There's a bit of a discussion in regards to the rule set. But so pretty much what's happened is they had the pick and ban based on the current people that were listed there. Then they decided switcheroo time, and then changed it up, being like, hey, we're gonna sub these guys in instead to play these champions. And this is a bit of a sneaky kind of play to throw people off with some pocket picks, pun intended. So yeah. So this is I'm not sure what the goal is with this, but this is a coach, the coach for Team John Monash Science School. They've decided to because they saw they were outclassed, and so they decided to try and make this kind of last minute switch, last minute kind of thing. Be like, hey, this is something you didn't see coming.
Yeah. So what they did is they tried to. They tried to get their.
Pretty much they've got a one trick on the team, and they picked for the one trick.
before they subbed it.
Yeah, before they revealed they had this guy on their team. And so I'm not sure. We are currently we're seeing what happens. It does appear that there's going to be a discussion with the admins in regards to what happens. So we do apologize for the wait, guys. This is taking even longer. And also in regards to like any tournaments, if you're going to enter a tournament, and I speak from experience, I used to have a team of friends who were all one tricks, and it was so easy to ban them out. So you had myself who was just flexing to fill these roles because I have a champ pool that spans at least 40, 50 champions now across all positions but except ADC. And so what happened was if they did even a tiny bit of scouting, they'd ban out like 1 or 2 champions in mid and 1 or 2 champions in top lane. And then next thing you know, I'm flexing to fill these roles. And then we're changing the entire lineup because these people can only play these certain champions. And so one tricks are so easy to ban out. And so guys, if you're ever going to make a team, just remember, try and utilize that in regards to like what happens. Yep. So guys, what's going to happen is while this is getting sorted, we are going to try and take some time off. And hopefully we'll be able to come back when this is all sorted and the ruling is finalized. So guys, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Is that Una?
Get her out of my car, please.
Wait, we got. Oh, guys, we are back. Apologies. So, in that break, we did. So, okay. So what? So what appears to have happened. So what's happened is. Yeah. So okay. So pretty much what happened was there was a Draven one trick that was subbed in after the picks and bans were done on the pro draft system. So they weren't able to scout him out at all, and then he was subbed in after the picks and bans, which honestly is a bit of a it's a big no. And so what's happened is we are going to be getting back into the so we are looking to get back into it. It does appear that Apo is so Apo was the person who was being subbed in, but it does look like we're just back to normal, guys. So we are actually going straight into picks and bans. No more pro draft. This is it. Of course, we are ready.
Yeah, we definitely are, and this is going to be an interesting one. We're going to have we're going to have the same picks and bans from the pro draft before they subbed in Apo. Oh, never mind. It's changed.
No, yeah. So it's yeah, it has changed. So
it's similar actually.
It might be the same. It does look like it might be the same, but it's what are the key things to note here are once again the lane bullies and top lane. We've got Aatrox ban and the Darius ban, but the Zac ban as well. So Pronome is being taken off of Zac. They're like, you're too much of a threat. You got your lanes too. You got the ball rolling too fast. We don't want to do this. We want to slow this game down. We're going to get you off a playmaker and get you onto something that's more manageable. And of course, we do see the Poppy being picked up on the top lane for 99.9 for ATAR. And there we have the dodge.
Yeah, so we're just trying to figure out what happened there. They did pick the Jacks when they weren't supposed to. Yeah. Yeah, so they locked in the Jacks when they weren't supposed to. That was supposed to be something else, which we are still yet to see. But everything else will be the same up until that Jacks pick.
Yeah, so we are going to get back into this.
Right back into it. Here we go.
Here we go again for the 20th time.
20th time is the charm, right?
And of course, this is spectator sport. Just getting into the game.
It is definitely a spectator sport. It's like, yes, are they gonna be able to make it this time without having to mess up the pick and ban phase? But yeah, gonna get the same ones. Aatrox, Zac have been taken away because there were such huge threats in the last game. They're also gonna take away Lee Sin. Melbourne High School don't want to be playing against these threats, Zaya, Darius, Lee Sin, as well as Ikali being taken away by Team John Monash.
And it's with the Poppy being picked up as well. It's pretty standard. And we finally have it. We have the Rakan Gangplank. So Gangplank, amazing top laner, has been highly contested. A lot of bans being sent his way in pro play. Really strong for like that kind of scaling champion. Really good into melee tanks as well. So very matchup dependent, but then wins the early lane match because of his Q poke that comes in, that parlay. And it's whether he runs Klepto, whether he runs the Grasp the Undying, he just can scale so well no matter what. He builds those bruiser items like the new Sterix Gauge now. He builds the Triforce, and his power goes through the roof. You can even get a Storm Razor on him, and he shreds you like crazy.
Yeah, he's able to rock that Storm Razor so well, especially with the extra range he gets from that. From his gun. So he's going to be able to proc Storm Razor, deal a massive amount of damage. I was laning against the Gangplank recently, and it's just it's just a lot of poke damage that he can dish out. Meanwhile, we do see a Camille being picked up in the jungle, and that Draven pick is what we were talking about before. Now, they've locked in Draven. Unfortunately, Apo can't play it.
Yep, so Apo was the Draven 1 trick that they had in the wings, but of course, Rachel Hyun is apparently someone who can play it, so we are hoping to see what happens there. I'm not sure what it's they definitely want to throw the curveball, and of course with the Draven there, that is definitely a curveball. Draven's a very aggressive laner, and I'm just checking out Rachel Hyun. She doesn't have doesn't have a lot of gameplay on this account actually to go off, so we can't actually summarize how much Draven is played here. So
but none on the account that they are playing on.
Yeah, so it's a little bit of Draven, like 3 games of Draven. So probably on like a Smurf that Rachel Hyun has actually played Draven. So it's going to be interesting to see how this goes. But we're looking up these matchups. The Orianna has finally been taken away from Miko, but that doesn't matter because Miko's got the LeBlanc. So he was actually able to counter pick that if we actually check the pro drafts. So yes, he was able to counter pick that because the Orianna was first picked for the side of Team John Monash Science School. So LeBlanc, really strong, really good burst. And Rachel, Bite Me is actually going to be playing a bit scared there, especially because of how strong LeBlanc is, especially with that Ignite kill pressure. And how much Ignite got buffed recently and how it shreds through that heal.
Yeah, definitely. And this is going to be an interesting bot lane, especially with the massive amount of engage that Team John Monash have in their bot lane, in their side pocket. They have Draven and they have Rakan. Now, unfortunately, that Rakan is going to be playing into a Morgana.
Yes, and Morgana is a pretty decent counter to Rakan. You black shield someone, and next thing you know, Rakan just doesn't do anything to them. Can't knock them up, can't charm them, and that's Rakan's entire kit. So in the 2v2, it's a huge counter. But in a team fight, Rakan still has amazing playmaking potential. You got the Camille as well as the Orianna, so you got massive dive potential, massive ball setup, as well as the Gangplank with that ultimate and the AoE damage. So you got quite a bit of AoE damage and really good engage. Gangplank's fast once you get in the fray. Draven's fast once you get in the fray, and it's literally just a death ball running towards you. On the other hand, the Poppy. Now you guys didn't get to see the pro draft, but Poppy was actually picked on the second round of rotations, whereas the Orianna, Rakan, and Camille were picked in the first round. Poppy's a really good disengage counter, allows you to stop these heavy engages, stop you from being able to do that. And with the CC that's coming out, the Olaf with the Ragnarok, he's a really strong jungler. He can do really good counter jungling on the Camille. And that Ragnarok allows him just to run through everyone and get to the back line. Gangplank does not want a 1v1 in Olaf. Camille doesn't want a 1v1 in Olaf. Draven doesn't want a 1v1 in Olaf. Olaf just wants to run to the back line, and you just have to get out of his way because you can't CC him.
No, but you can kill him.
Death is the best CC.
Death is the best CC. Why don't we have Pyke in this game?
Change my mind. I dare you. Death is the best CC. Change my mind.
Go. Well, okay.
That's just your turn. Try and change my mind. Why is Death not the best CC?
Because if you kill them, you get the gold. Your carries don't.
Yeah, but that's the thing. If you're just say you're running something like a Varus, so like why it's why that's the thing is like just say you take out the gold of the equation. So because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who kills them. If it's just a CC, if it's just a support CCing them, why is that better than a carry killing them? Like we haven't specified who's doing the carrying or the killing or the CCing. So why is it that killing them is not better than CCing them? You've changed my mind. Good job.
I don't know. That's a very interesting question, but we have finished the spectator delay. 3 minutes have gone by. We're going to head straight into the loading screen. This is going to be an interesting game. A Draven one trick is not going to be playing Draven because he's not playing.
Yeah. So of course it was a very, very sly kind of decision that was literally would be made. It would get banned out if they did the proper scouting. But they were hoping that the pro draft they'd be able to like sub the person in after pro draft. So unfortunately that didn't work out in their favor. So it is pretty standard. But if we look at what we have here, looks pretty standard. Got the Poppy. Poppy can either run Area, Graspy, and Dying. Can proc both those rather well. We do have the Klepto Gangplank. So this Gangplank is having less sustain, but is looking to scale faster. But Poppy's very misleading with the amount of damage that he can have, or she can have. So it's going to be very difficult for I've personally seen in a professional match, Framer, a challenger level player on Darkside, get solo killed early by a Poppy, and that just goes to show people underestimate the damage Poppy can bring out. The true damage, the extra damage, the range, the gap closing potential, really misleadingly powerful.
Yeah, and he's got a lot of dash interrupts as well. So if Poppy times it right, that'll stop Camille or Rakan with the massive engage to help with Camille's Hextech Ultimatum or Rakan's
Grand Entrance, Quickening, and Grand Entrance.
Yeah. So that's a lot of this is going to be an interesting game to see how Team John Monash are going to play around Poppy, not through it.
And for anyone who's watching and wondering why the Draven has the Conqueror, it's because Draven's trade windows are actually very short in lane. It's too short oftentimes for press the attack to be procced. But Airy is decent on it, but that means oftentimes it's not amazing. So Conqueror is really good because you can proc it on the minions, and then you pretty much get it ready. Then you proc it on your first order, and you just keep on hitting them and do so much true damage in that short trade window in lane. So it's very misleadingly powerful and very good actually for Draven.
That's why you can potentially go Dark Harvest Draven with the Storm Razor start.
Oh, that is dirty. I have seen that being played once, and if they can snowball it, which Draven is supposed to do, it's dangerous. But of course, it does look like it's the exact same invade from Melbourne High School. Melbourne High School, sorry.
Yeah, and they're not going to meet Educated Person like they did last time. They're going to be staying in this try. No, they're not. They're going to walk around. Educated Person knows that he can't do anything anymore.
Yeah, he's not. He doesn't have an escape like you do in the Renekton, but it does look like they are just going to be able to invade, but they don't actually know that. They probably assume that they've invaded, but they don't actually know that they have.
Well, they're going to be able to spot out the Orianna, though.
Yeah, so it does look like
Synthesize may have started a Dark Binding as well.
Yeah, so they might have just seen Miko there, so they're just going to steal away the red buff. But of course, this does mean with the deep red ward from Team John Monash Science School, they are going to probably be able to invade that red and so just trade buffs. What this does, though, is it sets up Pronome to be able to camp top lane and shut down the Gangplank early. Shut down Educated Person, get 99.95 ATAR rolling, and force Synchronize to not actually go top lane at all because he has no farm up there and he was going to be losing so much if he does.
And we do see they're just doing relatively standard things right now. We do have Educated Person controlling the wave a bit up this top lane, making sure that Poppy doesn't get as much as she would like. But the amount of poke that Miku is trying to dish out to bind me is quite a bit.
But of course, the Camille's got a weird pathing where it's gone blue buff to the blue buff all the way around, knowing the red buff's been taken and avoiding the deep control ward from blue side. Oh no.
Oh, Ignite has been used. A good shield coming out from Bite Me as well, as they're going to be able to. Well, he's going to be able to escape with this one, but probably will have to back.
Yeah, but didn't actually burn the heal either. So that's really good restraint there shown from Bite Me.
Well, good Dark Binding landing onto Alex, but he's going to be able to heal it back up.
And of course, that's so. What has happened is Pronome's actually been able to steal the red buff, and then get his own. He's confirmed that his own red buff is there. He's able to get his Raptors. He's actually got a lot better jungle clear, but looks like Rachel Ewan might have TC'd, has synthesized, missed a horrible binding.
The best dodges to not move.
I actually did that once. I just like randomly clicked somewhere on the map and then like looked somewhere else. And I was planning to go a bit further, but I didn't. So I stopped just before, and a binding went right by me. And the guy, so accused of scripting in this game. His press is like, there were no wards. You couldn't have seen that. It's like, I don't mean to tell you, man, but you missed because I'm trash. So
yeah, that's gonna be I'm assuming that's gonna be a DC AFK or something coming up from Rachel. because
it's just changing over accounts to like
here Appo.
Appo's online.
Take the computer for me.
Appo is just like they had to delay the start so Appo could like ride over to Rachel's place.
But they're gonna get straight back in the game. Rachel's like, phew, that did not hit me.
But of course, okay, so with the kleptomancy on educated person, what this means that educated person can just scale up very fast and get so much further ahead. Has got the biscuits, has gone the stopwatch, so a lot of sustain in this lane. Looking to make this a very long farming lane. But of course, 99.95 ATAR is pushed up quite a bit, and it's Camille is here in the top side, but Camille's only cleared 2 camps because of this horrible start that Pronom's put him through. Pronom's gonna get a 3 buff start, and on top of that is double the CS. He's cleared 4 camps. And of course, they spot out the Camille as well through that deep ward. They know where Camille is. So all they need to do is just keep on tracking the jungle, and they can play as aggressive as they want.
Dark Binding does land a really good Black Shield as well into Synthesize. Stops a lot of Elix's damage and knockup. But Rachel has an Ignite. A heal has been used as well as a Flash. Synthesize no mana to do anything though. But that's a lot of summoners coming out from bot lane.
Yeah, so every summoner spell was burnt on Synthesize. Rachel Horn and the Ignite was burnt on LXZ. But Liquid Sandwich still has both his summoner spells. And the lack of a kill does mean that Liquid Sandwich does come out the way he wanted it to. He comes out alive, comes out quite healthy. And immediately we saw that how bad it was for how bad it is for the Rakan when Morgana drops the Black Shield. You can't do anything at that point.
Yeah, no, it's horrible because Rakan has a massive amount of engage, but the CC is just totally mitigated because of the Black Shield.
Insane. And it's like, and even if you look up here with the Poppy, every time she gets her passive, she just hits a educated person, gets the Grasping and Dying proc, gets the shield as well, and then can just trade like crazy. So,
didn't get grasped there, but that's fine.
And that's why people oftentimes run area on the Poppy, simply so that whenever it's up, you can just proc it. You can just proc the area on the range attack. But of course, 99.95 ATAR is looking very greedy right now, just looking for that pressure.
Well, I mean, he's got the advantage in lane.
Have you actually noticed the spectator camera loved the top lane a lot? Like, even in last series, it's like there's not much going on. Can we like see another lane?
No, what it does is just seeing 2 top lane. It's just seeing 2 champions so close together, doing a lot more poking than the mid lane. Yes, so that's why it's focused on the top lane. Yeah. But of course, looks like the bot lane is a bit closer towards each other than the top lane.
No, it's back to normal. Okay, no. But of course, 99.95 ATAR actually does take a little bit of like tower shot. And there's the Grasping and Dying proc we were talking about.
Educated person is not having a good time, even with the range advantage with the ability. It's just not enough. Meanwhile, we do see an Olaf with Predator running so fast. A really good disengage coming out from Rachel. Dark Binding does land a really good Black Shield as well. It is going to stop a lot of the CC coming out, and that's going to be a double kill going over to Liquid Sandwich.
You can take Pronom off the Zap, but you can't take Pronom out of the jungle, as he once again successfully ganks early. And he's just been able to keep track of the Camille. He's been able to like counter jungle Camille like crazy. And on top of that, he's like his first gank is always so successful, and it's been the same like both games. And right there, he's like the key to success in really just setting them up. But 99.95 ATAR.
He's taking quite a bit of damage. He's forced to flash away from this one. Educated person has got the upper hand here, and is going to be able to control this lane a bit better now.
Yeah, so that was really well done by Educated person. Burnt the flash, burnt all the corrupting pot stacks now out of 99.95 ATAR. But of course, he has to play very safe because the item advantage is in favor of Educated person. He does have the corrupting pots, he does have the sheen, and this is just a bare naked 99.95 ATAR. He can't really do much with the items that he's got. He might have to burn the teleport just to come back to lane, but it's considering how they want to be playing it, they want to use the teleport for maybe a teleport gank where it's a lot more useful.
Yeah, but we are seeing a pause come out again. Don't know if that's going to be another Rachel dodge, but you know, Binding dodge.
Yeah. So next level. Wait. So it appears to be another DC. So
this is the blue screen of death coming out.
It's a blue top laner. So it doesn't
educated person.
It's
wait.
A blue screen. Oh, blue screen of death. Oh wait, what?
Blue screen of death on the top side for educated person. Educated person. That is so unfortunate. I am so sorry you have been put through this.
If I'd had to make an educated guess.
That's the second time you've made that sort of joke. It has been deemed not worthy.
You had puns flying left, right, and center. You cannot talk.
No, but my puns were good. I didn't repeat them.
Oh my god, it's no.
But yeah, so this is going to be another pause happening. It's 99.95 Atar is doing a really good job of staying in this lane, especially with the amount of healing that he's got. The gold difference is even as well, even with the Klepto procs. I mean, but the educated person does have a gold in his inventory, literally gold in his inventory. Can sell it for $65, but that's still going to keep him even. Actually, going to bring him exactly even with 99.95 Atar.
So the thing is, though, considering that okay, so pretty much you can sell the gold for 65, or you can use it, and the average of what you can use it for, because it gives you either 40 or 110, the mean between those two is actually 75 gold. So statistically, it is better if you use it rather than you sell it. So just a thing for you to like think about next time you use Kleptomancy and you go back to base to sell your gold. It's statistically better to use it. It is statistically better to use it. So interesting thing there. But we look all around the map. It's Pronome's shown that he's got the Pronome's shown that he's definitely got the moves. He's definitely got the ganks.
He's got the moves.
Pathing. Is that Predator Olaf is such a dangerous threat, and we're going to be able to see him dive the back line, possibly get a Righteous Glory and Deadman's Blade as well. So he literally just runs in, and it's like, well, what can you do? You just got to run away.
And death is the best CC against an Olaf.
Yes, against
this is the only situation where death is the best CC.
Well, when is it not the best CC?
When you can actually CC them.
But what if?
Also against a Morgana. Death is also the best CC.
You know what else is the best CC? When death is not the best CC? Against someone who has a Zillion ult?
Zillion, Aatrox, Guardians.
Tryndamere? Basically anything with a kind of invulnerability or invincibility or a can't die or a revive.
There's so many of them.
There's quite a few actually, and it's as you see the game go on more and more. One thing we have not touched on is the fact that mobility has definitely gone up. So you look at champions like Malphite, their ultimate is literally their ultimate ability. Their entire kit revolves around that ultimate. He's a very old champion. Then you look at champions like the reworked Poppy. There's a lot of different things in her kit. Look at Nautilus, a lot of different parts to his kit.
Well, he's not new.
He's not really new, but it's like one of those things where he's not like Malphite old kind of thing. Is he? I don't think he is.
Oh.
And look at Sion, for example. Sion's got like quite a bit to his kit. He's a very simple kit after rework, but he's got definitely it's definitely a very interesting part. Interesting thing where it can be played in an interesting kind of way. It's not like a very one-dimensional thing like the Malphite is. Look at other champions, like I believe Morgana's a very old champion as well. Hale's a very old champion. Very straightforward champions. It's like Morgana, literally that binding is the key part of her kit. That's like what everyone knows her for. It's like you think of Morgana.
Oh, speaking of binding, she does land it onto Rachel, but they're going to be able to disengage that quite easily. Elix is more of a supportive champion right now.
And it's because he's not able to go in because he will just get binded and he'll get black. His target will get black shielded.
Oh, Miko using electrocute. Heal has been used as well. He's going to be able to root him. Nothing is going to follow up on that.
Yeah. So really well played right there from Miko, being able to bait out the heal. And he still keeps his ignite as well. So he's getting ready for probably that all in a little bit later. He doesn't have the electrocute now because he did use that just then in that trade. But we'll see how that goes with basically what happens from here. It does appear that
we see convergence down bot side though. We have Predator coming in again. Good disengage again onto Rachel. Dark Binding misses. Flashing coming out. Morgana's going to be able to help secure the kill for Liquid Sandwich. That's another kill, and that one's going over to Pronom this time.
Yeah, 2 ganks, 4 deaths. Pronom is on fire right now, and he is keeping up in farm. He is 20 CS ahead. You have 9.8. And there we have that shield once again just being so
he's flashed for that. Shockwave landing on 2 of them. LeBlanc is not going to be able to. Actually, he will. But that's going to be a 1-for-1 trade with the help of Ignite and a first-tier turret down bot side.
Yep. But of course, he did blow both summoner spells for that. But of course, 9.95 ATAR. Every time he gets that shield, he just dives in, CC chains, and destroys Educated Person. The Educated Person is definitely struggling. He's chugging those corrupting pots to just try and stay alive in this lane. But that's first tower down bot, that's first dragon, that is a 4,000 gold lead, and a lot of that once again is on Liquid Sandwich, who is a massive 1,600 gold up, and against a Draven who wants to win lane.
Oh my gosh, Educated Person is going ham. In comes Camille though, he dodges that. 99.95 ATAR is not... Oh, will he be able to? I don't know if he will be able to. He flashes for that. Synchronized just could not wait.
Yeah, and of course, he could have waited for his hook shot, but of course, to confirm the kill right there, the flash auto, he probably wouldn't have had the hook shot up in time. So really well played there. 99.95 ATAR, showing his intelligence by being able to juke so many abilities he did and being able to trade how he did. But of course, he burnt the flash from Educated Person. He was able to burn the flash from Synchronized, and it even took a smite to be able to try and kill him as well. So really well played there, but unfortunately, he does go down. The lane swap has come out though. Now, in regards to the lane swap, how this works is pretty much you've got the winning lane matchup. So you know that if they match your lane swap, you're still going to be pushing in this tower. And top lane doesn't have as snowbally a lane as bot lane is. So you send your top lane down to bot lane, and you just get them to farm under tower. So that way, they're just defending the tower, and then you're putting the other laner further ahead. But it does look like they're converging on top side. You get the Rakan, the Camille, the Draven, but they're caught out on vision of some sort. And they thought this is a bit too quiet, and they're just going to be able to back out of there alive. But they do chip away heavily at that tower.
Yeah, and we are seeing an engage in mid lane. Shockwave landing again onto LeBlanc, but a Root's coming out as well. Electrocuted, he flashed it for that one. Hextech Ultimatum has been used on Mako. The right LeBlanc this time. He's going to be able to take him down, but that's a shutdown gold going over to Prono.
Yeah, Prono 303. He has got majority of the kill participation. He is on a rampage, just like last game. So he's actually on fire. He was told me before earlier today because I'm friends with him, and he's saying, "Oh, hype us up." I'm like, "Hey, I'm going to flame the hell out of you, but I can't. No, I really can't right now."
He does land the ultimate, but it will be able to return this one. Morgana has to use a stopwatch. Then comes the quickening. He's going to be able to lock down Liquid Sandwich, but a heal, auto attack, flash coming out from Liquid Sandwich is a 1v1 for 80 carries now. He's going to back away from this one, but we do have a mid-tier turret going down. Liquid Sandwich is going to get met by Synchronized, as he might be looking to look for.
Yeah, and of course, with Liquid Sandwich, he doesn't have the ultimate. He doesn't have any real CC. So if Synchronized can get onto him, he does have the... the hook shot.
He misses the hook shot, and he can just return these with auto attacks for days. And he just stands there, Liquid Sandwich.
Yeah, now I can flame Prono. That was... an interesting hack right there.
Well, he did what Synchronized did. Except Synchronized wasn't seed. He just stopped moving.
He just stopped moving.
Hacks for days.
Next level jukes.
Next level jukes.
Stop. It's like this is why anyone's hard stuff, because they're juking. They're shooting for the juke, but no one jukes in the little elo. So it's just a massive flop.
Yeah, that's too true.
I can't help it.
But they are going to be able to take Rift Herald as well, uncontested. That's going to be added extra pressure. Meanwhile, Synthesize is taking quite a bit of damage, but it's just begone coming out from 99.95 ATAR.
Yep, and there we have the Keeper's Verdict just smashing him away. So it's This is definitely their free reign of the map. They've got all outer towers, and this is what they did last game. They got all the outer towers and just controlled the neutral objectives. They're dropping the rift now. They've got the they do have the sorry, yeah. They
have the siege potential.
Oh, definitely they do. It's like they've got.
Oh, he flashes for this one. A lot of disengage coming out from 99. Shockwave misses. Exec ultimatum onto 99, however, and he's going to go down. No keeper's verdict. Double kill going over to Miko, though. But 2 members are down. That's a 2-for-2 trade.
And really well done there. But, of course, they weren't able to get that mid tower down there. And, of course, that did work out in favor of Team John Monash High School. They didn't lose the tower because of the rift.
Didn't they?
No, they didn't.
Well, now they have.
Oh, it's yeah, pretty much going down. Yep, of course. There's the extra chip damage. So it does work out in favor, but it's they're slowly chipping away. This game isn't as clean from Melbourne Grammar High School, but it is still quite a snowball. 6,000 gold lead, almost 6,000 gold lead at less than 15 minutes. And this is not what you want to see when you have a Draven. You want to see this Draven getting a lead, and considering that his Varus is already on the Zeal, building towards that second item, whereas the Draven's still sitting on the BF and the Vampiric Scepter. It's slightly problematic. There we have the Stormrazor. Okay, so Draven is now going to be a bit of a threat with that Stormrazor, but it's still not something that it's not really a position you want to be in right now.
Yeah, and we do see Synchronized has finished his jungle item, got the Ninja Tabbies as well. Dark Binding does miss, but right now, Synchronized does not have much to give to his team.
No, he does not. He's it's Synchronized.
As I was saying, he's just gonna be met by Pronome, who has already got upgraded boots. He's got the chainmail, the glacial shroud. I believe.
Building towards. Looks to be he's building towards that Righteous Glory and Dead Man's Play. This is a movement speed. This is definitely a movement speed. Olaf right here. He just then dives the back line, and he's tanky as hell, and his high base stat of damage just does so much in regards to working that down. Oh, second Drake already at 15 minutes, and it does look like the gold is slowly coming back at 5,000 outside of almost 6,000. But it's just early days, and of course with the complete map pressure, they can just force down these towers one by one. And you have to just relinquish objectives, otherwise die.
Yeah, they have Ocean Drake, they have Mountain Drake, best for a siege composition, and it's only just going to get worse from here. The next dragon coming up is going to be another Mountain Drake, so they're going to be able to... They want to look towards this, especially as a siege comp. There's a flash coming out as well from Miko. Really good disengage from Rachel, but he's not going to be able to do anything with that. Miko's going to be able to pick up a kill. In comes the unstoppable Ragnarok. Olaf, it does miss. That ultimate does miss, but a really good Dark Binding does land onto the Rakan. Synchronized really wants to dish out a little bit of damage, but Synthesize picks up 1, and the AD carry picks up another. Liquid Sandwich is 6-0 now.
Yeah, 6-0-4. He is on fire, but of course Pronome decided to do the boosted dive, and of course Patriot with his life, but the rest of his team just pick up all the kills for that. And like we have the sacrificial lamb, Pronome. He did what his team needed. He engaged. He took the tower, and then his team was just able to pick it up on the back of it all. So really well done there. No matter what I say, Pronome, well played, man. We do have a Porous coming in as well. Someone's at a net cafe, needs to recharge. I would have no idea what that feels like.
Oh, is Pronome at Zen Gaming?
I have no idea. There we go. So, surely not. But so Pronome, we actually first met Pronome when he was at a Bronze Plat tournament that was held at Zen Gaming Lounge. That's how we became friends. Monash Net is so bad. Edgy Rome, haha, it's funny, guys. So we're seeing a little bit of banter back and forth. But you look at the kill count. That's 14 kills in a 17-minute game. This is a bloodbath right now. And Melbourne Grammar High School is just bathing in it. Olaf is going full berserker mode, diving left, right, and center. I have seen, though, a team come back from just as bad a situation. And it does appear that we are getting back into it.
Yeah, so Liquid Sandwich is back. Oh, no, Liquid Sandwich. It's Pronome. Pronome is back.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure, but
And we're still waiting for the pause to come back, but Melbourne High School are definitely in the lead of this game. They're 6,000 gold ahead, and it's almost a repeat of last game, except Team John Monash aren't as far behind as they were before. And so we're going to get unpaused now. They're going to get right back into this. 2 members still down from Team John Monash, and we have yet to see anything happen. They still have yet to crack the base, take an inhibitor turret, and unfortunately they're not going to be able to do it right now, so they're just going to back away.
Yeah. So one of the big issues that they might have is the fact that, and this has shown, Pronom and 99.95 ATAR are all too keen to dive. Now, in many cases, this can be a good thing, but on the other hand, this can also be problematic, as it can make you make 2 aggressive plays, and next thing you know, these 1-for-2 trades, or these one for a tower or something like that, or make a sacrifice for a tower, can slowly give them gold to get them back into the game. So it can go from like trading off 1 for 3 kills, and so trading off 1 for 2, and then a 2 for 2, and the next thing you know, you're trading equal, and then that's how people come back. And then as the game goes on, this gangplank is going to get bigger and bigger, and the sheer fact that his barrels ignore 30%, 40% of your armor is just an absolutely insane. It's just absolutely insane for dealing with any kind of tanks, and it's why Gangplank is so strong to tanks top lane.
That's why you build healthy.
Oh, indeed. But of course, when you build both healthy and tanky, like for example, a Sunfire Cape or a Dead Man's Plate, or even a Randuin's Omen, like most tanky items do have health in them, it's quite problematic.
Speaking of keen to dive, Pronom had popped the Predator. No, he didn't. No, he did.
He did?
I'm so confused. He was running really fast, so that just confused me. But they're looking to take down this tier turret. Ragnarok has been used. Keeper's Verdict as well as 2 ultimates down. Diving potential is a little bit gone.
Yep, and the Steadfast Presence popped there as well, was able to stop the engage, and that's a Gangplank ultimate down. That is the Shockwave down as well. That is the ultimate down from Draven. There's so many ultimates down, except for the Hextech Ultimatum and the Quickening. So
the Shockwave is down as well, so that's a large team fight. Oh, sorry, yeah. That is a lot of CC happening onto Rachel. Unfortunately, they couldn't capitalize on that one. Meanwhile, Synchronize goes down to Miko. Pronom, however, they're going to be able to dodge out of that. 99.95 ATAR is on the back line. Shockwave's still down. I'm going to repeat it. Yeah, yep. Shockwave's still down, but they still are able to pick up 2 members of Team John Monash. Meanwhile, Melbourne High School are looking to take this second tier turret mid lane, possibly looking for another one. Bite Me taking quite a bit of damage.
And Shockwave is still down.
Shockwave is still down, so he's not going to be able to peel from that one. And they're looking. Dark Binding does land a really good remove scurvy. Has been used by Educated Person to remove scurvy, or CC, as some people would like to call it.
But Miko, he went back a bit too soon to the chain, even though Connected was not able to do the damage there. And they are going to push in for the inhibitor, but of course there's nothing that John Monash Science School can really do right there. They're just going to have to relinquish the objectives left, right, and center, from the binding that landed to the ultimate from the Varus. Really well played there. That chain of corruption was so clutch. And it's just... it's going to be so hard to see where they go from here.
Yeah, they have to start looking towards objectives. We haven't seen a Baron been taken yet. We saw...
I wonder why. Considering that Synchronize is the god of Baron steals.
True, very true. And especially with Camille, that hook shot can get him over the wall so quickly.
Indeed. And so
as well as a Hextech Ultimatum.
Yeah, so he can actually like get in there, knock a lot of people out of there. So
including the jungler, yeah.
Exactly. So great steal potential, as well as the Gangplank Ultimate and the Draven, and even the Shockwave. You're in a very small enclosed space. Small. A very small enclosed space. So this can be quite dangerous for any kind of attempt. But of course, they do go for it. The Rakan is here. That looks like it might just be a bait.
They do have Poppy down bot side as well. 99.95 ATAR is looking to take a second tier turret down bot lane, or just apply a lot of pressure. There's a lot of people basing though. Oh no, they started it back, but they didn't actually.
Yeah. So it does look like Educated Person here is trying to match 99.95 ATAR. Because they are starting it up. Poppy goes to the TP. They're going for it now. It's quick run towards it. The Draven ultimate is there, but of course that's just going to help.
Miko is going to be able to burst him down. That's Alex going down. The quickening is not there anymore. Neither is the grand entrance. And 99.95 ATAR just prepares, just making sure Synchronize doesn't get over that wall.
Yeah. So really well played right there. They were able to just burst the burst Alex, and Alex went down so fast. He is not tanky in the slightest. And this LeBlanc is 7-2-3 with 33 flat magic pen. So he just shreds any squishy there is. They're probably going to go for the end here.
I don't know what Synchronize is doing. He was backing, then he cancelled his back, and they do have Baron empowered minions, especially with a siege minion, but they're not going to go for the end. That tart on the left is very low, but they're not going to take it. They do have another Mountain Drake up, though.
Yeah,
So what we were talking about before?
Just objective taking like crazy.
It's a free dragon.
Yep, they have consistently got every free Drake. They have only given up one Baron this entire series, and that's the only objective they've given up.
And
they've lost a turret. They've lost one turret and one Baron this game, and that was through an amazing steal and quite a poor team fight in which they got aced. So they now have pressure on 2 of the 3 lanes, and they're just going to push up this 3rd lane with Baron buff still less than halfway done.
And they have Mountain Drake now. They have 2. So the turret damage is going to be huge.
Yeah, exactly. And Pronom just casually taking tower shots.
La-di-da.
He doesn't even give a damn. He's got that Syndog. He's got the Righteous Glory.
Dark Binding does land. So does the Varus ultimate. He's going to be able to go godlike as he picks up another kill. Ragnarok had been used. Not necessary, but Pronom is still pretty big. It's a threat. He's a threat.
Yeah.
99.95 ATAR going ham. Hextech Ultimatum has been used onto 1909. Real burst coming out into Educated Person as he goes down. Backline is going to be able to kill Alex as he goes lonely in towards the backline. Synthesize barely stays alive. And that is an ace going over to the side of Melbourne High School.
And right there, the waves were pushed out, but they're like, screw it, we'll just take these. We won't take the shortcut. We'll just bring these minions in, and that's going to be the game. Buy me is up in 2 seconds. He does have the shockwave for once, and of course.
Oh, does he? He's going to be able to land it on one member. He picks up another kill. He goes down, though, as Pronom barely lives with a life. I think he got the 50.
Yeah, but of course the double tier Rakan build did not work out this time.
No, he didn't even have enough gold after he sold his items to go a full 6-tier build.
It's like you totally get like, it's because they're like, what, they're expensive now, like 850 gold now, so you have to sell your items, you get like a mark down your items because they're used, obviously. So
yeah, but that was a 2-0 game going over to the side of Melbourne High School. They are now 8-0. Oh, no, they're now 9-0 in this tournament.
Well, if you count the best of 3 as like individual games, they're technically 10-0. But considering it's just a series, if each game was a series, each thing is a series, they're just 9-0. Yes. So in series from best of 1 and best of 3, they are technically just massive right now.
They're still massive, no matter the way you look at it. They're either 9-0 or 10-0. They haven't lost a game. They are huge. And yeah, so that was the game between Melbourne High School and Team John Monash Science School. Unfortunately, the underdogs, again, could not beat Melbourne High School. The Titans are going to take it to the final.
Indeed, they are absolutely just decimating everyone who comes their way. And with the full team back in the lineup, it's a question of who can stand up to stop them right now.
Well, we'll have to see. Wait and see who's going to stand up to them at the Margaret Court Arena live next weekend.
Yeah, guys. So, guys, it's going to be
do we have another game before?
Yes, we do.
So it's another round. We don't know if they're going to be playing.
Yeah.
Never mind. My bad. Sorry. Melbourne High School still have to beat one more team before they get into the final.
Yeah, guys. So guys, we'll be back at 7 o'clock. I do not believe Chico will be casting the next round because he's all punned out. So yeah, guys, stay tuned. We'll be back in like an hour.